Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to propose to you a research opportunity that would look more closely at potential barriers to the use and success of telework agreements and seek an answer to who is making telework work. To do this, I propose taking an objective look at an organization that is mandated by law to offer telework agreements, the federal government, and to seek insight into the perceived managerial resistance to federal telework agreements. I would like to better understand why employees continue to report feelings that supervisors continue to approve telework based on favoritism or other reasons that are not supported by agency telework policy, and to dig deeper into supervisor habits and beliefs that can be perceived as a resistance to not only establishing telework agreements, but actual implementation and use of telework for employees. Certainly, the allure of teleworking from home or that coffee shop, maybe even an alternative work site closer to your home, with your laptop, phone, and Skype is not a new concept. So how did telework even start? Well, the idea of telework began around the 1950s when technology advancements created better communication options for remote locations. It took off in the 70s as the energy crisis hit, forcing creative cost-saving measures for commuting employees. Organizations began to see the value in allowing alternatives for commuters to achieve organizational goals and missions while not missing work. Today, it is a slice of the benefits package pie both public and private organizations use to attract and retain quality employees. It's a work-life benefit similar to alternative or flexible work schedules, with the difference being it requires a workstation be set up in a location outside of the main office. Teleworking reaches into both the private and public industries that have the capability to use modern-day communication technology, that are concerned with creative cost-cutting solutions, and place a value into employee contribution by reciprocating awards for achievement. Yes, telework has been in the news lately as we hear of big-name companies like Yahoo, Best Buy, and IBM pulling their telework employees back to the office. While some may view these moves as telework is not effective in industry and the decline of telework is happening, it can also be a means for private industry to remain competitive in their field. The goal of this study will not be to prove effectiveness of telework, as there have been many studies focused on employee motivation, perception of job satisfaction, and the influence of work-life balance to productivity in relationship to the benefit of telework. However, there remains a stigma of telework as inefficient and difficult to manage employee productivity when not in the office. Many studies, including studies by Bay and Kim and Kalier, focus on the social exchange theory, or the idea that people should help those who help them, and people should not injure those who have helped them. Telework is perceived as a benefit that helps employees with their work-life balance. But beyond the employee, there is room to explore the manager's perception toward the implementation of telework opportunities, and how work obligations and supervisory training influence a manager's discretion to allow active participation of employees in a telework opportunity, and how managerial resistance plays a role in effective telework use. To help us better understand the role of the supervisor to the success of telework, we can look toward one large organization that is mandated by law to offer telework opportunities to its employees, the United States federal government. Since the enactment of the 2010 Teleworking Enhancement Act, federal agencies have been given the green light to engage in and increase employee telework agreements government-wide. Originally, the Act began as a conversation of how to address transportation concerns during times of crisis or severe weather disruption that could prevent travel of employees and force non-work days, and agencies would lose the ability to meet mission-critical goals. It also increased awareness of the potential benefit to be a powerful recruitment and retention tool. Through the Act, employees have been given an enhanced work-life benefit, a social exchange. It also gives agencies more leverage to upgrade and improve their technology. It has been recognized by the Office of Personnel Management that since the enactment, the number of employees deemed eligible to telework has increased by 49%. And of that 49%, there is 84% overall increase of active telework agreements. But is it working like it should? Since the enactment, the Government Accountability Office has been charged with monitoring the effectiveness and overall use of the Act government-wide. Through case studies of federal agencies, the GAO has noted there continues to be hurdles to the overall success and use of telework. This despite government-wide policy and procedures that define eligibility criteria, offer training, and support from agency teleworking managing officers. The GAO continues to report variations in telework usage contributed to a perception that agencies are inconsistently implementing the telework program. But more importantly, employees still have the assumptions that supervisors continue to approve telework based on favoritism or other reasons that are not supported by agency policy, and that employees feel uncomfortable speaking up about their concerns for fear of negative consequences. OPM officials said organizations that are the most successful at telework are those that incorporate telework throughout agency operations and policies, as opposed to simply having a written policy on telework. So to help us better understand where managerial resistance develops and grows from, we can start to better understand where gaps in training exist that can help to increase telework participation rates by reducing inconsistencies in how agency telework policy is applied. The questions I seek to answer are managers of federal agencies truly embracing the potential of telework opportunities for their employees, and what barriers evoke a manager's resistance to telework? Through a qualitative study, I would like to engage in conversational interviews with a panel of supervisors who manage both teleworking and traditional employees. I would like to learn from their personal experiences and stories where managerial resistance develops. I'd like to seek suggestions from managers to improve managerial resistance toward implementation of telework opportunities. And I'd like to identify training recommendations from supervisors that will better equip supervisors with useful telework management tools and leadership skills. As organizations seek to improve employee work-life balance and achieve their goals, having a better understanding of managerial resistance can help organizations to better understand where weaknesses can be improved for more effective implementation of telework opportunities. I thank you for your time and appreciate all thoughts and suggestions that will support the value of this study.